You're listening to Professions Over Dinner with author and host Cynthia.
Chapter 6. Back in the Game. Ella couldn't believe she was back in the dating scene. Her last breakup was amicable but heartbreaking. Her ex-fiancé had been with her since university, and they were in the same friendship circle for years in high school before they took the plunge into romance together. It felt natural, sensual, and safe, and she was ready for happily ever after and grow old together. But the cracks began to show after they officially got engaged. It seemed like the person she knew drifted further apart from her and became someone entirely different. Someone she couldn't understand or reach anymore. She felt that she was losing her best friend, but they both realized that maybe they needed some time apart from each other to grow as individuals. Ella stared at the ceiling. The morning light was peering through her sheer curtains, and the warmth hit her face. It was Monday, and she knew that she couldn't start the week going back to work, sinking into sadness, thinking about her ex. Taking a deep breath, with her hands covering her eyes, she breathed out and patted her cheeks. Her heart was ready to move on. Time to get up and start a new day, Ella said to herself, beaming a smile as the future was brimming with fresh, full and exciting new opportunities. Ella was running a little late to her Monday weekday Pilates classes. Constance was at the entrance tapping her toe and hurried her into the studio. I saved us our usual spot. Hurry and kick your shoes off before Shirley tries to swoop in and take the front, Constance quickly whispered. They took their places, and Ella could feel the stink eye follow them towards the machines where everyone was already starting. She was usually there first, but of course was daydreaming about Theo and arrived a little later than anticipated. Luckily, she had packed everything the night before so she could hit the showers and go straight into work as usual. So, any luck with that guy on the new dating app, M.I.A.M.I? I heard this app is like no other, matching people based to income, lifestyle, and partner preferences, and that the founder is a super hot hunk who just happens to be a bachelor himself, Constance rattled on. App. Ella recalled Theo mentioning something about a dating app, but couldn't remember if they were just talking about it in passing. Her thoughts were interrupted by a loud shh. Shirley hissed. The Pilates teacher Haley turned around and told the girls to focus on their breathing. She was patient and cool, and that's why her classes always filled up so quickly. I'll tell you all about it later. We drove in his all-electric Jaguar, and it was a really fun night out. Constance cupped her mouth and said, "Okay, we need to talk about this during lunch." After another intense morning Pilates session, the girls quickly wiped down their stations and thanked Haley before rushing off to the change rooms. Ella came out of the showers and Constance was already probing her for more information. So what did he look like? What did you guys see? Did you guys kiss? Constance asked in succession. Ella smiled. She wasn't used to dating and preferred to get to know the person before anything physical happened. Look, you said lunch, and I have to get going to work. I promised the boss I would start early so I could have some time to catch up on work and to make it to my evening gym class on time. Constance pouted. It was 8 a.m., and she agreed. They got a quick coffee at their favorite cafe, Seashell Cups, and watched the city hustle and bustle along the harbour. Okay, lunch at 12 p.m. sharp, and you better not leave out any details. Promise? Constance said sternly. Ella laughed. 12 o'clock sharp at our usual spot. Promise. Ella was laser focused on filing away her emails. Her watch buzzed with a 15-minute reminder for lunch. Thank goodness she popped it in her calendar as she knew that she would run overtime with her work. The girls met up at their favourite Luxor house overlooking the Sydney Harbour Bridge. The sun was just peering through the overcast clouds and the weather was pleasant. Constance turned the corner in a brisk walk and dropped her purse next to Ella and said, "Lunch is on me today, the usual." Ella smiled as Constance made her way to the front before the lunch rush and ordered 2 seafood laksas and fresh coconuts with roti and chicken curry on the side. The kitchen had readied their order within 5 minutes after ordering, and Constance had already had the cutlery in hand and served the dishes before plonking herself next to Ella and excitedly blurted, "Okay, now spill it." Ella loved Constance's energy and directness. She had always been this way, taking charge of group outings, being super reliable, and landing each booking with ease. Okay, you got me. James was sweet. We went to see Roman Holiday at the local drive-thru cinema. We got chatting about what we did for a living, and he tried to kiss me twice. Of course he tried to. You're a babe, and we both know it. Constance chimed in after having a slurp of her noodles. Ella gave her a small smile. She was confident in the way she presented to people, but not so much being vulnerable. There was still a fear of rejection that lingered after her breakup from her fiancé. The girls giggled and dug into their meals as they reminisced about dating back in high school and how being a grown-up changed their perspective on so many things, making them appreciate their parents more and how things were easier when they were younger. The restaurant was filling up and there was a lot of chatter in the background, but the girls were happy in their own bubble. "I have a date with Theo this Saturday." "Oh my gosh, you have to tell me about it next. Lunch!" Constance was absolutely thrilled about her upcoming date with Theo. But before Ella could ask Constance about how her and Alessandro were going, her phone buzzed with a notification of her upcoming meeting in 30 minutes, which she needed to prepare for. "You've got to go. All good. Let's arrange for another girls' night out before and after your hot date. Make sure to wear the sexy lingerie set we got for your birthday," Constance said a little too loudly. Some young office professionals glanced over them and gave them cheeky grins. "Oh my gosh, okay, Constance, whatever you say," Ella laughed. The girls drank their last bit of water and took some mints before getting up to go. Ella had to quickly switch back to her working hat and ran down the meeting in her head, taking mental notes of anything she needed to add last minute. Just as she made it to the office, the receptionist Coco called out to her. "Ella, you have a delivery," pointing to the bouquet of flowers and chocolates with a card that wrote, "Happy birthday, Ella. Eric. X." "Thank you, Coco," Ella replied and gently held the bouquet and gifts in her hand. This was unexpected, and from just Eric? Her mind was getting sidetracked and she hurried back into her office to place them down on her desk and grabbed her laptop. Her phone pinged, a message from Eric. "Hey Elle, I hope you like your belated birthday gift. Catch up soon? Eric." She paused and decided to wait until the meeting was over before responding to him. Eric was the quiet chauffeur of the group and was often busy with work. Maybe he had some news to tell her, and she didn't think too much of the gesture. She walked into the meeting room in cool composure and demeanor. Thank you for listening to Professions Over Dinner. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and look forward to seeing you in the next one.